Chapter 3. Is kombucha right for me, and it is safe? Whenever you're considering putting anything into your body, it's important to take the time to make sure that it's going to benefit you rather than to harm you. This is especially important if you decide to make your own kombucha. Store-bought kombucha is often pasteurized and tested to make sure that it's safe, but if you're brewing your own, there are some dangers to consider. It's a wild ferment. That means that you have little to no control over what is exactly growing in your kombucha. Although it's supposedly to only contain good bacteria, a surprising number of scobies on homebrewed kombucha have harmful types of bacteria and yeast growing in them, some of which we'll end up drinking, which can lead to problems. Because you probably lack the equipment to be testing your own kombucha, you have to be extremely careful about these possible contaminants. This can come from not properly sanitizing the container, touching the SCOBY with unwashed hands, or from unknown environmental factors. If you're worried about keeping your kombucha safe, it might not be for you. It's a biosorbent. The SCOBY that's necessary for creating a kombucha is a biosorbent, which means it binds to various contaminants and heavy metals. In fact, several studies have shown that SCOBY can be used to clean wastewater of harmful contaminants. What's dangerous about this factor is that those contaminants and heavy metals can find their way into your kombucha. What's important to keep in mind here is that the SCOBY has to come in contact with these contaminants before it can absorb them, which can happen if it is improperly stored in a container that contains something like lead, or when unfiltered tap water is used. Tap water contains trace amounts of heavy metals that SCOBY will concentrate over time, leading to possible poisoning. It contains unmeasured amounts of alcohol. For this reason, children should never drink home-brewed alcohol, since there is no guarantee how much alcohol is in it. Even the commercially bottled types have some alcohol, so if you do want to give kombucha to your kids, be sure to find one that has the least amount or no alcohol in it. People who are sensitive to alcohol should also avoid home-brewed kombucha for this reason. It contains sugar. Although it is true that much of the sugar is eaten by the bacteria and yeast during the fermentation process, it's also true that there is still quite a bit of the sugar remaining in the drink afterwards. If you're trying to eliminate sugar from your diet, then kombucha probably isn't right for you, especially when you brew it yourself and cannot know exactly how much sugar is left after fermentation. Bottom line, when done properly, kombucha can be safely made at home and enjoyed by everyone in the family. However, when handled casually, you may face some serious consequences. Before you jump into brewing your own kombucha, make sure you're prepared to do what you can to reduce or eliminate these risks. Now that we've covered the issues that lead to kombucha not being safe to consume, in the next part, we will briefly look at some of the benefits of kombucha and whether the truth lives up to the hype.